Hey, so I've gotten a lot of questions about me and Kaden. So I thought I would just answer them right now because it's getting kind of weird for people that like to be nosy. Um, so I've gotten over about 15 questions, but I'm not going to answer them all. My first question is, when and where was your first kiss? My first kiss was 4 days after we started dating, at the zoo. It was at the zoo. It was raining. It was cold. It was not planned by any means, but it's quite memorable. My next one is, what made you like him? There's not really just one thing that made me like him. Uh, he just kind of had that kind of mysterious side to him that I just wanted to know. When I started talking to him, my plan was not to date him. Um, So I don't really know why I started dating, or not started dating him, what made me like him, but I just wanted to know more about him, and it led to one thing to another. Um, who asked who out? Kaden asked me out on March 13, 2012. I was mad at him. I went to his house, and I was ready to blow his head off verbally. And he asked me out, and here we are today. So evidently, I did not blow his head off that night. And y'all are so different. How do y'all cope? We're two totally different people. But if you really love one another, you would find something y'all have in common and stick to it. Instead of focusing on how much y'all don't have, it helps out a lot. Me and Caden, two totally different people. I don't know what, well, I know what we have in common, but we have more not in common, like our music. He's heavy metal and I'm more Taylor Swift. So it's just stuff like that that we just kind of go whatever about. We just kind of learn how to deal with it. Y'all seem so perfect. Do y'all ever fight? We're not perfect. We fight all the time. But our fight usually are little, and either one of us usually gives up, and that either means I either think I'm right or he thinks he's right. So one of us just goes whatever and walks away. But with our big fights, we do have big fights. We usually just either stomp around like a 5-year-old, scream at each other for a couple of minutes, and then we usually apologize and then move on with life. Um, Never go to bed mad. That's my thing. Is why be judgmental about that? So that's just my biggest thing about fighting. Why did y'all move in so early? Caden's parents went to Seattle a year ago, and Caden did not want to go, so he moved into my house, which was okay. It was just a little weird, I guess you can say, because by then I was only dating him for 6 or so months, so it wasn't that easy to fight with him and then not be able to leave. Because I would leave and then I'd walk back in my house and he'd be sitting on my couch. So it's not that easy. But it definitely made us stronger, but it had our breaking points in between. What was our first date? Our first date would be Applebee's. About 8 months later, Hayden decided to finally take me on my date. Oh, maybe you want to see my face. Take me on my date, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I have a whole list of questions. How long have y'all been dating? We've been dating for a year and a half. This August 13th. Been a long, fun ride. Can't complain. Uh, why did I leave Brandon for Caden? I never left Brandon for Caden. I mean, I stopped talking to Brandon 4 months before I started dating Caden. I left Jeremy Jordan for Caden. I dated Jeremy Jordan right after I got done talking to Brandon because I liked the idea of having a boyfriend. But when I met Caden, I didn't